I'm sorry about my last video. I deleted it. It was jumbled. I didn't do a good job. My only defense is I pretty much exercised myself to almost to a emergency room visit. I'm obsessive compulsive to the point of pure madness sometimes, and I was compulsively wearing 10 pounds of weight on my arms while I worked. And that really took a lot out of me. My sleeping's been fucked up, and thanks to, again, obsessive compulsiveness, that last video was a jumble, and I am very sorry to anyone who saw it. Okay. The reason why I called it Why Atheists Are Angry. Well, I pointed out early on in the video that a reason why a lot of atheists are angry, at least that's my opinion, I can't speak for anyone else, is that a lot of atheists, in fact a good majority of them, used to be believers. I remember, I think it was Number One Son, who said that he spent his whole life in the church watching people go up to the altar call and the laying on of hands, and this was his time. He was going to feel the power of God. And when the pastor laid hands on him, only thing he did was feel that the pastor was trying to push him down to the ground. Once you find out you've been lied to, that's gonna build up some fucking resentment. And what I went from there is I told the story. I'll put a link down below to this story. It's an online book called Churches That Abuse. Told the story of one Frank Stanford. He firmly believed it was end times, so he took a boat that was made to hold 30 people maximum, put 60 people on it, and decided to go on a month-long voyage, just farting around in the Atlantic Ocean. 6 people died, all on his say-so, because he's the pastor, he's the prophet. You have to do what the prophet says, because when the prophet speaks, all decisions have been made, God's judgment has been rendered. He is the one who speaks for God, he's the prophet. That is the power of religion. By the time they manage to get back to port, damn near everyone's coming down with scurvy, people are starving to death. It's this surrender of free will, thinking that this person who is no better, no worse than you, well, sometimes probably worse as far as madness, is going to lead you to the great and glorious God. It's that blind fucking faith. It's when you close your eyes and you hope for the best, and you stop asking questions. And you have atheists screaming, "Fucking think! What the hell?" And you call us bad, evil. We're trying to warn, not all Christians are brainless. None, not all. I want to get that out there. There's some Christians that are cool. I like Christians. Hell, my mom's one. I don't blame all Christians like this, but I hate it when the Christians stop thinking for themselves. They become mindless sheep instead of mindful sheep. I would think your God would appreciate you more if you thought was your head as well as your heart. When you sacrifice your heart and think with your head only, that's schizophrenia. When you think with your heart and not with your head, that's delusion. When you think with both, when you try to feel as much as you possibly can as a human being, and you try to interpret that with your mind, that's being human. You should aspire to less godliness and more humanity. That's basically what my disconjointed rambling was about. It's this aspire for godliness, which drives me crazy, especially when I mention in the end about abstinence only programs. That's the greatest fucking delusion that's costing lives. It's not just the lives, it's the quality and the quantity of lives. When somebody catches AIDS, like my patient I had, only caught HIV, then it went to AIDS. The value, the quality of his life plummeted, and then it cost him his life. Angel was a good Catholic boy who listened to everything the pastor said, with the exception of one wild night on a logging crew. He slept with the wrong girl in town. Years later, he's begging me to kill him. Sexual diseases is bad. Condoms are worse. Fuck you, Catholic Church. And again, to anyone who saw that previous video, I'm sorry. I'll try not to do that again. Goodbye. If you make atheist videos, feel free to advertise your channel down below.